We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Acting Chairman Ferris,
Here.
Commissioner Mondragon,
Here.
and Commissioner Richter. Here. 3 present. We have a quorum.
Pledge of Allegiance. Will all rise, please? Ready to begin? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Be seated. Okay. We don't have minutes.
Yeah, just do the approval.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and request an approval of the agenda.
I'll move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Acting Chair Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Mondragon,
Aye.
Commissioner Richter.
Aye.
3 ayes.
All right, we'll go ahead and open up to public comment. Persons wishing to address the commission on matters that are within the commission's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the Planning Commission may not take action on an item that does not appear on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The speaker's comment section of the agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name. Do we have any public comment? Anything on the phone? All right, moving on. Go ahead and open up with this public hearing. It's for a conditional use permit, request for amendment to an existing conditional use permit approving High Desert Haven, a 77-unit residential care facility for the property located at 1240 College Heights Boulevard, APN 343-351-36. This project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to the section 15301. Staff report.
So this is for High Desert Haven. This is an existing facility that has an existing CUP. The first conditional use permit for this was approved in 1983, and then there was one in 2001 and again in 2002, and those included expansions to the facility. This item is on the agenda tonight as an amendment because the previous resolution has been lost. And we're just clarifying that this is an approved conditional use for the 77-unit residential care facility. High Desert Haven is located in an R3 multifamily residential zone. The municipal code permits rest homes and nursing homes as a conditional use in R3 zones if the Planning Commission makes 3 findings. Those include that the location will not be detrimental to public health and safety. The facility went through site plan reviews in the past when it was expanded, and it already has an active occupancy, and it's been through the California Building Code for all the additions, so there is no health and safety concerns. The second finding is that there are circumstances for preservation of property rights. The application has followed the required permitting process for this. And then the last finding is that the location and project be compatible with the existing use. A residential care facility is residential in nature, so that finding. This is a public hearing, so a notice was mailed out to everyone in 300 feet of the property, and it was published in the newspaper. As of today, there was no comments received by staff. The conditional use permit satisfies consistency with the general plan in that it helps us meet our the goal for housing variety, for increasing senior housing, and for increasing medical services in our community. The project does qualify for a CEQA exemption because it is existing facilities. Approval tonight does not change the use, and it doesn't change the density or increase the footprint at all. So staff is going to recommend approval of this conditional use permit for High Desert Haven, which is a 77-unit residential care facility, and request that Planning Commission make a finding that the project is exempt from CEQA.
So if I'm understanding this, this has already gone through plan check, it's gone through all the CEQA, it's gone through all of the phases. This is just more of a tidying up for title.
Yeah, correct. So it's already received, site plan reviews when they did expand the buildings, and CEQA at that time would have gone through all those things. So this is really just a housekeeping. That resolution for the last conditional use permit that included expansion has been lost. So we're just trying to clean up the books for them and make sure they have a correct record for their conditional use.
Okay. Commissioner comments? No? All right, there's no questions for me, so I guess I'll go ahead and make a motion for approval. Oh, I'm sorry, public comment. Anybody here regarding this? Anybody on the phone? Okay, moving on, I guess then now I will ask for approval. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Acting Chair Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Mondragon,
Aye.
Commissioner Richter.
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Next is the tentative tract map 7478, a request for a subdivision of 3.98 acres into 16 lots for the development of multifamily residential units on vacant land located on Graff Avenue, west of Down Street, APN 453-013-02. This project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to Section 15332. Staff report.
So don't mind my slide, I have the wrong number there. But, so this project is located on Graff Avenue, just west of Down Street. Its surrounding uses include existing residential multifamily. And then on the north and south is light industrial, east and west. North and south is residential. So the applicant is requesting the division of just under 4 acres into 16 lots. Mm-hmm. And this is zoned R3. In order for approval, Planning Commission has to make particular findings. Those are that it's consistent with the general plan and the zoning code. This map conforms with Section 160-320 in that the lot size, the frontage, and the width of all the lots are consistent with that zoning. There's not likely to cause any injury to habitat. This is surrounded by mostly uses already. There's no public health concerns, and it doesn't conflict with any existing easements. This site and the conditions of approval, it does include a condition for perimeter block wall due to it requiring a buffer between those light industrial uses and the residential. It also includes, it was circulated to Kern County Fire, so there is, in the conditions of approval, some requirements from Kern County. And then also it was circulated to NAWS, and then it was conditioned specifically for it being in the noise impact area. So there is some conditions on that. This also is a public hearing, so notices were published and circulated to everybody in 300 feet. And again, no comment was received from anybody prior to this evening. So this map is consistent with the general plan goals of infill development, increasing housing choice, helping us meet our local housing needs, and then development in existing neighborhoods. The real estate disclosure, that's in our military element, and then the residential buffer for the perimeter wall. This project qualifies for a Class 32 exemption for infill projects because it's less than 5 acres. It's substantially surrounded by existing disturbed land. The habitat has no value. There's no possibility of significant effect, and it can be served by all of our utilities. Staff is requesting approval of this tentative track map and that Planning Commission make that finding that the project is exempt from CEQA.
Thank you, Heather. Commissioner comments? No? Looks like a great project. It's nice to see that it's already been vetted by NOS and by fire department, so there's already some restrictions, if you will, put on. So I think we'll go ahead and move for approval.
Public comment?
I'm sorry. Do we have public comment?
We do have the developer is here too, if you would like to ask any questions.
Okay. You guys have any questions for the developer? No. Yeah. Sorry, I guess we don't have questions for you. But like I said, it looks like a fantastic infill project, so it's nice to see that's happening in Ridgecrest, so thank you for that.
Do you want to ask your infamous question?
No, because the fact that they're here tells me the answer that I was always look for, so thank you, Travis. Go ahead and I will look for approval.
I'll move to approve track map 7478.
Second? Or I'll second.
Okay. Acting Chair Ferris?
Aye.
Commissioner Mondragon?
Aye.
Commissioner Richter? 3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. This is where I go ahead and close public hearings. Next, we have a discussion, a tentative trap map extension, that's trap map 6912, a request for a 36-month extension to a previously approved tentative track map to create an 11-lot subdivision on 3.82 acres of vacant land, APN 510-020-07. This project previously received a CEQA Class 32 exemption. Staff report.
So this is located in College Heights. This map was originally approved in 2010. State Assembly bills and Senate bills, plus 3 Planning Commission approvals previously, have kept this map alive. In order to approve the extension tonight, Planning Commission has to make the findings that it conforms with the zoning code and the general plan still. And there's no health and safety issues. Nothing significantly changed on the site. Staff has found all of those things to be true. In addition, the Ridgecrest Municipal Code, as you guys know, was amended last year, allowing Planning Commission to approve up to 6 years of extensions. So the previous 3 years have already done, so this is just for a 36-month extension, and that would be the final extension available for this map per our municipal code and state law. Again, this is going to help us meet those general plan goals of encouraging infill and housing in our community. This site, again, qualifies for an infill exemption, which it went through when it was originally approved. So staff is going to recommend that you approve the 36-month extension, which still leaves it subject to the original conditions of approval. And then that you approve that the CEQA finding that there's no additional review necessary.
Thank you, Heather. Commissioner comments?
None.
Any public comment? Anybody on the phone? Moving right along. Request a motion for approval of tentative track map 6912 extension.
I'll approve.
I'll second.
Acting Chair Ferris?
Aye.
Commissioner Mondragon,
Aye.
Commissioner Richter.
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Okay, next we have tentative tract map 6691 extension. A request for a 36-month extension to a previously approved tentative tract map to subdivide 179.2 gross acres into a 226-lot single-family residential subdivision consisting of 223 residential lots, 1 commercial site, and 2 park lots in the E1, E2, and CS zones located on Mahan Street and Ridgecrest Boulevard, APNs 455-100-09, 455-00-08, 455-100-07, 155-00-06. Thank you for that.
Sorry.
No further CEQA review pursuant to section 15162. Staff report.
You have my permission to give her crap for not putting just the first three,
yeah.
the second three, and then 9,
Through,
8, 7, 6. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's more fun that way.
She knew Warren was there.
So this map is located on Ridgecrest Boulevard and Mahan. It was originally approved in 2011. It's also received 3 Planning Commission approvals, and then all of the Assembly bills and Senate bills that kept it alive. Again, it's a matter of determining that it's still in conformance with the zoning code and the general plan, and there's no new health and safety issues since it was previously approved. And again, the municipal code allows for 6 years, so this would be the last extension that's available for 36 months. Again, it helps us meet those goals of encouraging infill and our housing choice and meeting our local housing needs. Plus, this one has the map actually has a variety of lot sizes. So kind of some different options for housing versus what most of our maps have. This was originally reviewed and received a mitigated negative deck back when it was first approved. So pursuant to section 15162, no further CEQA review is necessary. There's nothing that's changed to the site. There's no new information. So staff is recommending that Planning Commission approve the 36-month extension, which would be the final extension to this map, and make a finding no further CEQA is necessary.
Thank you, Heather. Commissioner comments?
Nope.
Any public comment? Anyone on the phone? Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the tentative tract map 6691. Do I have a second?
Second.
Acting Chair Ferris,
Aye.
Commissioner Richter,
Aye.
Commissioner Mondragon.
Aye.
3 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you, Heather. Actually, Travis, I will go ahead and ask the question on those two, just because the developer's not here. Do they have plans right now? Are these, in the next 3 years, do you see this as something?
So I
Feasible.
can speak on, those are both Pam's. So Pam is not a builder. However, I have had someone who has actively been pursuing Pam's maps and is working with the property owner right now, looking at several maps in town for future housing development. And so they are really looking at the ones that are ready. So that's why why I've stressed so much that it's nice to have these maps ready because the actual builder is looking because they want to be responsive to the market and be able to start now. So if they choose these, but they are looking at them.
Again, this is why this is so important to have these maps ready to
Right.
go, and that's why these extensions are so
Right, because
valuable
the
to
market can
Right.
change so quickly that if they're not ready, you're 2 years out before you
Right.
can even get ready to touch dirt.
Okay. It's good to know. Thank you. Do we have any commissioner comments or committee reports? We'll start down with you. Sir?
I have none.
I have none either. Do we have any staff items?
So I just want to make you guys aware of some notices that have gone to commercial businesses that have off-site signage. So they have been notified to remove it. And just to clarify, off-site signage is not permitted. If you guys remember, we did a whole conditional use permit for a billboard. But what we have right now is we have businesses that are advertising off-site from their location, which is prohibited per our municipal code. So I just want to let you guys know that we are out there. We do see these things. I know we've had lots of discussions about signage in the past, so staff is actively working to kind of resolve that stuff.
Thank you, Heather. Mr. Reed?
I have nothing unless you guys have some questions for me. We're just pushing along, trying to wrap some projects up and start the next wave.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Well, if there are no other commissioner comments, we will go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 6:21. Thank you all.